Welcome to Fastang 444. I really need your help. I'm trying to grow my channel, so please subscribe and help me get to 1,000 subscribers. I'll start this game by showing you what I found. Look at this, a level 10 Brocky. How great is that? Right next to the castle house, kind of away from the progression of the game. And I will jump ahead. I did wind up engaging in one head-to-head. There was a vehicle that came around Guanajuato, so I figured, you know what, one head-to-head, and that'll be it. So I just hung out around the perimeter, away from the action.
Head-to-head's complete. Get ready.
Certain I found
showdown.
my way into the final showdown. So right here at the middle of this triangular shaped intersection is where I like to leave from. You can see on the map where this is at. This is Arena 5. The range of time to leave is 19 to 22 seconds. I will leave at 20 seconds. I'm not sure what this R.J. Anderson is up to. He's just sitting there, and these two that are in front of me wind up going north. I think they're trying to influence the finish. And I exit with a fair amount of speed at 2.5 seconds with 1 second remaining on the timeout bar. Finish point appears straight ahead. I am the only one going this direction, so this will wind up being a very easy win. It looks like the finish is right on the highway. I'll open up the map as I get a little closer just to verify that. It's pretty obvious at this point. And it is. This is great, being able to win in a level 10 that I found kind of early on in the game. And I've actually learned, don't try and run up the eliminations, taking unnecessary risk, and don't even make the final showdown. So I only had one head-to-head in this game, and I'm fine with that.
Congratulations! You are the Eliminator!
I'll show you a few critical head-to-heads that were in this game. That is actually a level 7 Porsche Cayenne, and I don't know what I ran into there, but that looked like it was going to be a problem where I wasn't going to be able to win this head-to-head. And watch this. I don't think I've ever seen this before. They hit their brakes, and that's actually a pretty wise tactic. I figured they were just going to stay on the road. And what are they doing? They went off road there. They have to go through the ravine. I am going to beat them. Oh, I thought that was hilarious. I wound up taking the Ferrari over the Porsche Cayenne. It has a higher top speed, and I will jump ahead. I like going back to Horizon Mexico Festival site, trying to catch someone out of position. I didn't, but I am chasing this. Oh, it winds up being a Hoonigan RS200, and they slow down. I think they're trying to let me catch them. And I knew the head-to-head would head north, so I instantly, after I engage in a head-to-head with them, start heading over to the ravine here. I just have to make certain I don't hit any of the boulders on the side of the ravine, and they are coming on quickly. This is actually going to be a very close finish. Look at how close this was. I just narrowly beat them. Yes.
Opponent Opponent eliminated!
The arena is shrinking for the final showdown, so I will just make my way over and get in position. Along the way, I challenge that vehicle. There isn't enough time to complete the head-to-head, so they are just putting themselves out of position. I will pause this here. The final showdown is in 27 seconds. Just ahead on the other side of the ravine is the point I like to leave from. This is Arena 16. The range of time to leave is 20 to 23 seconds. I'll get to that point around 23 seconds, so I will leave at 23 seconds. If I find I am early, I will just adjust my speed along the way. I look back and I see this Lamborghini Murcielago jumping and tumbling. That is actually a different one than the one I challenged to put out of position. Too funny. This level 5 Porsche looks to be stuck on the rocks, and just ahead is a Ferrari going the opposite direction. It looks like I only have one vehicle that possibly is going this direction, but they're going the opposite direction too. What is going on? I like looking back and seeing the arena wall disappear. And the finish appears to be at the base of the mountain, and it is, so I will follow this road. I've found this is a flatter line. There are some rolling hills beyond the plain there I've had issues with in the past. Now I will cut across to the road that leads to the finish, and I should have hit the brakes here, and I didn't, so I wind up tumbling and spinning out. I lose all of my speed, but I will be fine. I have a large enough lead where that will not be an issue. The vehicle that is coming on is going to run into the lava by not cutting across to this road like I did. So I just need to get over this finish and have a very dominant win in this Hoonigan RS200 that I stole with the Ferrari. Yes.
Winner! Welcome to the Illuminati!
I'll show this one head-to-head in fast speed. This is a Maserati Levante that I just narrowly missed engaging in a head-to-head with. So I wound up trying to lure them up the hill here. They did not fall for that tactic. So they are skilled enough to know that strategy. I chase them, I catch them, but unfortunately I run right into this building. And the finish is going to be south of the waterway, so I will follow the shoreline and then cross the bridge and angle over towards the trail. Try not hit too many trees here. I'm bouncing off a few of them, but I have a large enough lead where I will beat them. This level 7 Bronco is trying to snipe people completing head-to-heads there, so I will have no part of that. Wind up getting into a Lamborghini Murcielago, and I am content to use this in the final showdown and not possibly lose a head-to-head in the trees. This is an area that's very difficult where it doesn't matter how fast of a vehicle you have. You can lose to a lower level vehicle very easily running into the trees. So now I will jump ahead where I am getting in position for the final showdown. You can see the arena is shrinking now. So I'm trying to time getting into the final arena without leaving enough time for anyone to engage and complete a head-to-head. And I like to leave just on the right side of this electrical power tower. I find this is kind of guarded where those that like to try and ram into you, those childish antics, are avoided by being next to this electrical power tower.
Head-to-heads complete. Get ready for the final showdown!
You can see on the map this point that I like to leave from. This is Arena 14. The range of time to leave is 15 to 18 seconds. I will leave it 18 seconds. It looks like this AMG GT and I are the only ones that are going this direction, so the other drivers in this game look to be trying to influence the finish north towards the mountain. I exit with a fair amount of speed at 2.5 seconds. 1 second remaining on the timeout bar. And I instantly will angle over towards the right side of this electrical power tower and follow this road. And the other drivers successfully influenced the finish to the west side of the mountain. So I will go right of the bridge there. If I don't get perfectly across that bridge, I've gotten hung up on that bridge once too many. So now I will go on the east side of the Horizon Mexico Festival site that is off on the left now. You can see the test track. As I get closer, near the middle of this intersection, and the finish is on the switchbacks. I found not taking a straight line because there are like rolling hills, I'll call them, on the side of the mountain. So going farther to the west and then angling up the mountain, I've had much better luck with. You see what I'm talking about now. Off on the right. Now I'll start making my way up to this finish point that's just ahead here. You can see off on the right a driver that took a more direct route over those rolling hills. They won't be able to catch me. That wound up being the Hoonigan Group A.
Welcome to the shadowy ranks of the Illuminati.
Just won a head-to-head and got into this MG Metro, and I see this Audi RS7. I can't pass it up. This has a much higher top speed, and I will jump ahead where I am trying to catch someone out of position around Horizon Mexico Festival site. Considered taking the Jeep Trailcat, but I know the Audi RS7 has a higher top speed. So off I go. I'm going to try and catch this vehicle and engage in a head-to-head. They slow down and let me catch them. It winds up being a Lamborghini Centenario. And I'll slow this part down. I never left as their gamer tag, and look at what they do here. To my surprise, they take a straight line going across the ravine. I am going to take the Lamborghini Centenario just as the arena is shrinking for the final showdown. This could not have gone any better. I probably could have beat them with the MG Metro in hindsight, but how did I know they would take such a terrible route? And they wound up quitting out of anger. I might have done the same. So this is the point I like to leave from, just across the ravine, and eliminate anyone trying to ram me off of the bridge in the final showdown. You can see on the map this point that I like to leave from. This is Arena 16. The range of time to leave is 20 to 23 seconds. I'm leaving 1 second early at 24 seconds. I may have to adjust my speed on the way to exiting in the final showdown. That vehicle ahead of me definitely is going to be early on their exit if they don't slow down. I thought I might be early, so I did adjust my speed. They did realize they were early and slowed down, and look at what they're in. They're in a Mercedes AMG 1. I exit with a fair amount of speed at 2 seconds. This looks to be at the base of the mountain, so I will follow the road that bends off to the right and then back over to the left and cut across over to the road that leads over to the finish. Slow down a little as I go over these bumps so I don't spin out like I did in the previous game, and that previous game and this game were both on the same day, so this was still fresh in my mind. Now I just need to get over to the finish, and much like the previous game, they ran right into the lava. Look how much of a lead I have on the Mercedes AMG 1. What a great win in this Lamborghini Centenario that I stole. Yes.
Welcome to the secret society of the Illuminati! Oh, shh.
This was an easy win, but I will show the beginning and end of this just to show how long of a head-to-head this is. 4.8 miles, 7.7 kilometers. So when I see this finish, I know this will be a final arena in the Baja in the Northwest. So, of course, I'm taking the Mercedes AMG GT, and I will jump ahead here. Here was this Audi RS7 that came over here, so I am going to engage in a head-to-head and go back through that gap and watch this. I will slow this down. I've never considered this. This was a brilliant way to spawn on the road. They went into the ocean and then spawned on the road. I had never considered that. Initially I thought they were cheating, but then I realized they just went into the ocean and jumped over on the road real quick. But fortunately, I made up all that ground and was able to beat them. And look at this. I am in a Camaro. Hesitated Jam is in a Camaro. And I covered this recently in my last Sometimes You Win, Sometimes You Lose with Friends. I won't expand on that anymore. I covered it in that video. So here we go. He is, as he always does, he will chase me down and eliminate me. 99.9% of the games we play. And this particular time I get positioning on him and will wind up beating him. He is one of the top players in the world. I will give him that. He is very difficult to beat. So there are currents. And I took the Jeep Trackhawk, wanting to get into another head-to-head to get into a level 10, and here we go. Here's this Ferrari that I was able to beat easily and get into the Mercedes AMG 1. I wound up just going around the perimeter of the arena wall and waited for the arena to shrink. Now I'm getting in position right here at this intersection. You can see on the map this point that I am going to leave from. This is Arena 17. Typically, I leave from where the star is and go at a southeast direction, but I am going to try to go down the coast, and I don't know the exact time to leave. I think it's between 22 and 24 seconds, so I am just flying by the seat of my pants. I leave it 20 seconds so I don't leave early. It did look like I was early, so I had to slow down. Well, it looks like I should have headed southeast. Heading south down the coast did not influence the finish this direction. So I am in 5th position out of 5 drivers, so I need to scramble here. I will go along the side of this dune, and I am looking for a road that has a bend in it around the lava that's ahead. I need to get on that road, right around that bend in the road. It's farther over on the left here. I see it now. I see that bend in the road. I have to watch out for the lava around this bend in the road. I know there's some on the right. I know there's going to be some on the left here. I have to slow down. I'm in 3rd position. 4th position. And I like my chances because they are going over the rolling hills around the side of the mountain. And I am now in 2nd position. And I should be able to win this easily. It's just straight ahead on the road. I'm in 1st position. I'll have this as long as I don't do anything foolish and hit anything and flip over and reset. I have the win. Yes.
Welcome to the shadowy ranks of the Illuminati. Opponent eliminated.
I'll jump into this game a little bit later in the game. As you can see, I am leveling up into this Volkswagen Andretti Beetle. This is in the northwest. It's going to be Arena 5, the one that has the triangular shaped intersection. And this vehicle had a finish point that was identical to mine. We kind of bumped into each other as we crossed the finish, and they came and chased me. So I turned around on them and just need to get through the trees here. As you can see, I bounced off of that one and tumbled. Fortunately, it landed on my wheel back there. Now, let's just get to the finish before they do. It's going to be close, but they wind up hitting a tree just short of the finish there. I am going to level up into a level 10. Funko. And I wound up just going and hanging out around the perimeter. Content to use this in the final showdown. And there is a bit of a nemesis that's in this game. This is where I hung out and just watched others that were engaging in head-to-heads go back and forth in front of me. Now that the arena is shrinking, I will get in position for the final showdown. Right around the middle of this triangular-shaped intersection, facing west, is the point I like to lead from.
Complete. Get ready for the final showdown!
You can see on the map this point that I like to lead from. This is Arena 5. The range of time to leave is 19 to 22 seconds. I will leave it 21 seconds. There are two drivers that are on the road that's just to the north. It looks like they are trying to influence the finish towards Guanajuato or Copper Canyon. I exit with a fair amount of speed at 2.5 seconds, and my nemesis goes flying by me. Looks like the finish is just north of the highway ahead. I'll open up the map in the straightaway here so I don't go off-road and crash. And it is just north of Horizon Street Scene Festival site. So I will go close to this electrical power tower, trying to turn minimally so I don't spin out or roll over. At an angle close to that road, I found is a flatter line, and I'll slow this down. They are tumbling, still tumbling as I go by them. So I am going to get this win in. Yes, all right. They are tough to beat.
Welcome to the secret society of the Illuminati! Oh, shh.
Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video along with all of my videos. And if you've been enjoying my content, subscribe. Please help me get to 1,000 subscribers.